I want to share with you the exact process how a client I worked with overcame her anxiety and depression in just 28 days and completely came off of 3 medications in the process. This might sound too good to be true, but it's not. And in fact, I'm so confident that this approach will help you that at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a special offer I created where you can try it out for yourself for free, the very same tool that she used, so you can see, even before you pay anything, if this is something that works for you. No risk involved at all. Now, I just want to share with you a quick bit of background information on myself. My name is Sam Tielemans, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist that specializes in helping people overcome depression and anxiety. I spent thousands and thousands of hours working with people struggling with these issues and have been able to help many people overcome them and finally move forward with their lives feeling happy and confident again. So with this particular client, I want to share with you how she was able to achieve such an amazing result. She was an 18-year-old young lady, and this screenshot was an email that her mom had sent me. She said in just 28 days of using this approach that I'll be sharing with you today, within 28 days, she was able to completely come off of 3 or 4 different medications, and she has a healthier outlook on life. At the end of the email, she says how grateful that she is to have a healthier, happier daughter back. Here's another post from a client, and she expresses how good it feels to not carry around the anxiety anymore and having freedom again. This again was achieved in 28 days. There are many more results that clients have gotten, but the last that I'll share is from a video this client made where she said that she doesn't question her worth anymore, and her depression and anxiety are almost non-existent. This again was achieved within 30 short days. So you might be wondering, is this even real? And how is it possible to do it? You might be somebody who's struggled with depression and anxiety for years and years. So how can you find so much healing in such a short amount of time? This approach that I use with my clients is the very same process, actually, that thousands of people have used to find relief from depression and anxiety. It's helped men, women, moms, dads, teens, kids. It's helped professional athletes like soccer players from the AC Milan team. It's helped basketball star Chris Kaman from the Los Angeles Clippers. And it's the same approach used in clinics across the country, including that of Dr. Daniel Amen, who is a renowned brain expert, and his TED Talk has been viewed more than 6 million times. It's a revolutionary approach called neurofeedback. Now, you might not have heard of this approach and don't know what it is, and for years I hadn't either. So you might be wondering, what exactly is neurofeedback? In short, it's a process that literally guides your brain into functioning on a healthier and clearer level. It's kind of like having a personal trainer help you exercise and improve your brain functioning. And the effect that it has is like meditation on steroids. It's so powerful because with neurofeedback, you can actually target specific parts of the brain that need special attention and support. Unlike how with medication, the pill just floods the entire brain with chemicals and you can't choose which parts of the brain it affects. It affects everything, whether you like it or not. This is one of the reasons why there are so many painful side effects associated with medication. Before I was trained in this approach, I met somebody who had actually done it himself at a clinic in Utah. He talked about how he had been struggling with an addiction for years, and he had done individual therapy, group therapy for 18 months, and when he did 10 sessions of neurofeedback, it had helped him more with his sobriety than anything else he had done ever. And after hearing this story, I knew that I had to get trained. If there was something this powerful, I needed it because I want to help people. I want people to get what they need as quickly as possible. So I need tools that are better, faster, and more effective. And so I got trained. The more that I learned about neurofeedback, the whole process just made sense to me. Because if you think about it, the brain is the organ that is responsible for everything in our lives. It drives our behavior, our thoughts, our feelings. And so what happens is when our brain waves get out of balance and certain parts of our brain overfunction, you get symptoms like anxiety, difficulty focusing, ADHD, hypervigilance, OCD, worry, restlessness. And if certain parts of your brain underfunction, you'll get symptoms like depression, low motivation, irritability, anger, impulsivity, and addiction, difficulty following through, and being hard on yourself. The good news is that if you have any of these symptoms, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain is just likely out of balance, and as a result, these symptoms will just show up. For decades, the only alternative that many people have faced is either take medication for the rest of their lives and experience very painful side effects, or suffer with the mental and emotional agony that depression and anxiety cause. This cartoon here, yes, kind of in a funny way, but it's the truth about the medical approach to treating depression and anxiety. You're hooked for life. Using medication doesn't actually address what's at the root of the issue, which is unhealthy brain functioning. Medication just numbs out the symptom, and unfortunately, it numbs out most of your other emotions as well. Using medication is kind of like cutting a weed off at the surface level. But the next day, if you don't take your meds, the anxiety and depression show up and are like, "Hi, how's it going? I'm here to ruin your life." But if you have healthy brain functioning, you get positive symptoms connected to that are just so much more beautiful and enjoyable. Happiness, joy, fulfillment, peace. With traditional talk therapy, you just can't address brain waves, which is a part of why people can spend years in therapy. So after learning about this cutting-edge approach that actually can address brain functioning, it just brings hope to thousands of people who desperately need it. Training the brain is an extremely easy two-step process. First, we do what's called a brain map, and we use an EEG to identify and assess your brainwave patterns. Next, we compare your brain map to a database of hundreds of thousands of other normative functioning brains. And based on this comparison, it tells us which part of the brain overfunctions and which parts underfunction. Then, the system determines an individualized brain training protocol suited for your individual needs. There is not a one-size-fits-all approach with neurofeedback. We're able to tailor the treatment for you specifically. Then, step number 2 is to simply just use the neurofeedback system to start training the brain. And over time and through consistency, the brain learns how to function in a healthier way, which then reduces or eliminates the depression and anxiety. Who does neurofeedback work for? It works for people who are struggling with depression and anxiety. It works for people who don't want to have to rely on medication to feel better. And it works for people who don't want to spend months or years in therapy rehashing the past. You might be wondering, will neurofeedback help me if depression and anxiety runs in my family? As your brain is taught how to operate in a healthier way, generational anxiety and depression can be reduced or eliminated because a part of what perpetuates these issues over time is that the brain is never taught how to operate more effectively. What if you don't know why you feel bad? Sometimes people have specific traumas that they experience and it causes depression and anxiety, but for many people there isn't a big trauma. Things just feel bad. So yes, neurofeedback does help because you're not addressing the details of what may or may not have happened in the past. We're addressing the impact that the event might have had on the brain. The stress, the pressure of life, getting our feelings hurt, feeling overwhelmed, all of this affects our brain waves, and so our focus is to create healthier brainwave patterns, which is what is going to help with the pain, not focusing on and rehashing all the details that you may or may not even remember. Will the gains that I make in this process stick? Yes, they do. Once the brain learns how to function in a healthier way, it becomes the default or baseline way that it operates. Some people like to have or feel the need to have a few tune-up sessions, which is totally fine, but there's a general sense of improvement that lasts. So, after helping thousands of people, would you like to find relief from depression and anxiety using the power of neurofeedback? People get their lives back when they don't struggle with the weight of these issues anymore. Because I know how much neurofeedback has helped so many people overcome these issues, I wanted to make a special offer for you so you can try this process 100% risk-free, no cost. So if the message I've shared with you today resonates, I want to invite you to take the first steps to finding relief and start the process. Slots will fill up quickly on my calendar, and once they're gone, they're gone. So for a limited time, if you take action today, here's what you're going to get. A phone consultation where we can discuss your specific situation to see if you're a good candidate for neurofeedback. I only want to work with people who I think are going to get good results in this process. And I don't work with everybody who calls me, so we'll go over that on the phone and you can ask me any questions you might have about the process. The phone consultation is a $197 value, but today you're going to get this for free. Next, you're going to get a brain map, where in our first session, we'll get a snapshot of what your brain waves look like, and then we'll go over the results right after we finish so you can see which parts of your brain need some special attention. You'll be able to see very clearly the levels of activity in each part of your brain, and then we choose an individualized protocol based on your data. The brain map is a $497 value, but you're going to get it for free. The next thing you're going to get if you take action today is a 10-session neurofeedback trial, where you can experience the process for yourself to start to see the benefits in your own life of having a healthier brain, increased clarity, and reduced depression and anxiety. There are no strings attached, and if you decide for whatever reason the process isn't right for you, then we'll part as friends. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm so confident in the process that once you begin to experience the results for yourself, you'll want to continue on and finish out treatment to finally get the benefits and result of overcoming depression and anxiety for good. The neurofeedback trial is a $697 value, but today you're going to get this completely for free. So the total value of what you're getting today completely for free is $1,391. Again, if the idea of finding relief from depression and anxiety in a completely natural way with no medication involved, if this resonates with you, then click on the button below and book a free consultation with me so I can answer any questions that you might have, and then we can get the process started for you. This phone call will be a completely no pressure situation. I don't believe that kind of environment helps people make decisions they feel good about. So if you or I decide that neurofeedback isn't the best fit for you, then again, we'll part as friends with no hurt feelings. So click on the button below now to book your consultation, and I look forward to speaking with you.